Guys, welcome back to the channel. Darlene here. Today we are talking moto vlog cameras. So if you're interested in what I've curated and what works best for me when I'm moto vlogging and shooting content, stick around and find out. Guys, welcome. We're talking moto vlog cameras. This is my pouch of cameras and stuff. Don't mind me, I'm still trying to get used to talking to a camera again, so I might have to keep looking at my viewfinder. I'm actually filming this in cinematic version on my phone. And while I'm getting the cameras out, let's talk about that. I used to film all my content with my iPhone. That sounds bad, but it's true. So yeah, I filmed all my content with my iPhone. I also filmed most of it with the selfie camera, the camera on the inside, not the camera. I don't know if this is going to focus, but this is what my husband is using. This is what everybody and their mother suggested to me when I first started wanting to moto vlog and make content with the motorcycle. This is the Insta 360 X3. So it's not the newest one, it's the second to the newest one. I want to say this was a little over $300 with tax. It was probably close to $400. That's a lot for a camera for a beginner. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. As you can see, I've got protective coverings on it right now. This is what my husband is using. That's that side. That's the inside. This is technically the inside of the camera with the preview, the shutter button, the change button. And then you've got the side over here for the on-off button. And I done forgot what the Q stands for, to be honest. I don't use this. He uses it. What I will say about this camera, it shoots great footage. It's wonderful. It's compact. It's light. If you're going to leave it on loop photo and do a lot of footage and a lot of filming with it at one time, it sucks the battery dead, which I think that can be said for like everything though, you know what I mean? The downside to this camera. First, it costs a shit ton. Second is the damn app you use to edit it in. Maybe it's me, maybe it's because I'm coming from a GoPro background and I've been using that longer, but I hate this photo editing app. Or content editing app, video editing app, whatever. Not that editing is my favorite thing to do in the world anyway. It also comes with its own protective sleeve, which is really nice because you do not want those cameras scratched if you do not have a safety cover on them. So yeah, expensive, shoots great quality content. You can put it in one spot. It's going to get every fucking angle. You ain't got to worry about, I mean, honestly, I think it's mounted like this. You ain't got to worry about the angle. You're going to get it all, honey. But it is really expensive for a beginner. And then if you're like me and you need things dumbed down, like, I'll admit it, I'm stupid sometimes. I need this dumb version of video editing. Into the first camera, who I refer to as Smalls. This is Smalls, y'all. Say hello. This is my original GoPro Hero. So you've got the big lens. You've got, it's not, I can't remember if it is touchscreen. Honestly, I use this as the on-off button. It's got a power button, but I don't use it. Of course, the bottom to mount it is built in now, because back in the day when I was using the Walmart knockoffs, you had to screw a little piece in to get that. I like Smalls here because it's light, and it was $179. Does it shoot the best quality content? Sometimes. I think it really depends on the photo setting for this, but then like I said, if you're shooting 4K, you're going to suck a memory card dry, baby. And those memory cards are expensive for like a good storage. I want to say I paid like $40 for one, and I feel like that was cheap. But anyway, if you shoot in 4K, you're not going to get a lot of footage. It's going to suck up your memory card unless you got cloud storage with the GoPro editing app, which honestly is my favorite editing thing for content, is the GoPro app. I think it's called Quick. Love it. But this one, I like it. It's small, it's compact, it's easy. Get you an extra battery, get you an extra memory card, you'll be fine. I do like to move this one around quite a bit because it is easier to move than the other one. Speaking of the other one, this is Smalls, right? Well, let me let you say hello to Biggie. Biggie Smalls, get it? Okay. All right, this is Biggie. This is Biggie. This is my favorite vlogging camera for anything. I don't care if it's me walking around talking. The video, like, crispness and sharpness, and even like you can get really high def with this. I really love it. This is the GoPro Hero Black 13. It's really nice. And as you can see, it's got, you know, the forward preview. Now, I will say with this model, the only issue I have is my preview has stopped working. I usually have this one mounted because I want that crisp version of myself writing. I probably need to have that the other way around. But like I said, I film a lot of short form content, so you need to be able to see the person, right? This one's usually mounted on the dash. And so it's really nice to have that preview to see yourself where you're at. But like I said, mine stopped working. I haven't figured out what I've done to break it. we'll figure it out. Before I had all the other cameras and my husband had a camera, this just filmed us all. I would put it on my dash facing me. It's on a ball. I would just turn it when I wanted it like this, and I'd grab it and turn it if I wanted it to that side, and I'd turn it. You get the point. I would just sit there and spin it. I will say that got old so fast. It is so annoying to be riding and having to like spin the camera to get different footage. I will say I don't like the loop filming. I don't know why. It's just personal preference. So what I do is I like the fact that wherever Biggie or Smalls is on the bike, I can just hold it and it just cuts on and cuts off by one press. And I see it just beeped on. One press cuts it on, cuts it off. I love that about this because it's on the easy setting for filming. That's another thing. In preferences with this, you can put it as difficult as you want it, as professional as you want it, or as dumb as you want it. One button turns it on, starts recording. Same button turns it off, stops recording. It's really easy to use. This one, I want to say, because it was newer, I don't remember if I've said the price or not. I want to say this was like $250-ish, something like that. So I really love the GoPros. Now, if I was starting all over again, and I knew for 100% fact that moto vlogging is what I wanted to do, and I wanted to just shoot content, I hands down, I would probably just start out with an Insta 360. I'm pretty sure you can get the older models a lot cheaper now, or even on Amazon. But considering where I did start was with like a $50 knockoff GoPro from Walmart, I felt like I didn't know this is what I wanted to do, and honestly, I still don't. I just we had excess money and splurged on cameras, but I do like the route I went, honestly, because all of the editing, you know, a lot of it, even if it's good quality footage, comes down to how you edit it, right? And I hate editing. So I'm glad I started with the more affordable option, which was with the GoPros, and then got comfortable with filming myself and using the cameras and comfortable with learning how to edit and things like that. It was more affordable. It was a smarter move. That's my opinion on that. Everybody's going to be different. So with that being said, this video was all about the cameras, the equipment. The next video is going to be about mounting and placement, the different things we've tried and all that good stuff. So if you're wanting to learn more about moto vlogging, once again, not that I've posted that much, stick around. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!